Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Tuesday, June 11th. It is 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up this room real quick. And we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, per usual. And it looks like we are good to go. All right, so one last thing here. All right, perfect. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. All right, link sent out. Looks like good to go. All right, so as people join in, I'm gonna go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here on our liquidity chart. It's good, going down to the 8 hour. Two hour. Now it's to the 1 hour. Now it's to the 30 minute. Down to the 10 minute. All right, looks like we're good to go. So marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 38,807. And the closest level below is at 38,764. Looks like this lower level is going to get hit right now. Market's about to open in about 5 seconds. Lower level of liquidity right there just got pushed through. And there we go with the market open. So we got a big spike right here. Lower level liquidity got hit right there on two ends. So there goes the first level and second level of liquidity right there, full TPs. Third level down below is getting hit as well. There you go. So all four levels of liquidity right here down below just got hit for full TPs across the board. Price is spiking, so obviously you probably want to wait for the market to stabilize here a little bit before you actually look for entry here. So it's good. So pretty much all of the lower level liquidity right there got knocked out. There's not really much liquidity sitting down there anymore. Let's go over here to our main chart. So we're done with the liquidity over here. Let's go over here to our clean chart. I'm gonna mark up 6:30, 8 o'clock, opening price. I'm gonna wait for the market here to stabilize a little bit before I start looking for some actual entries. Let's take a look on the 4 hour real quick. Looking down over here, going down to the 1 hour. It's currently at the 1 hour support right now. All right, so price is currently in the 1 hour support right here, as you guys can see down below. We'll see if price bounces off it or if it swings back up. Going over here to our main chart. There was a levels opportunity right there, but I wouldn't have taken it with this huge candle, obviously. You guys can see how price broke below the 700 mark right here, came back to retest it, and then it came coming back down super hard. I would have held off on that just because of the increased volatility here. Let's take a look at the news from today. There was news at 3 o'clock, 5:55, and that's about it. It was both low impact news, so I'll just mark it up, but I'm not really going to let me go with market opening price first on these charts. Yeah, I'm not really going to pay too attention because they're just not heavy news events. So 3:30 or 3 o'clock and 5:55. Small one right here. Look at that pink. And 5:55, which is red book. Kind of weird that we have a toolbar here now. 5. I don't know why I have two toolbars up here. There we go. All right, so there was another opportunity right here for levels, but I wouldn't take it, guys, just because of how price is currently moving. I'm going to wait for the market here to stabilize a little bit. Also, the volatility here is kind of dying down a bit. So this technically could have been another levels entry. There was one up here, obviously, as you guys can see. And there's technically another one right here, but I'm not going to take that one either. Market's just spiking around a little too much right now. The volatility here is starting to die down. Once it dies down and it picks back up again, then I'll start looking for some opportunities. But right here, obviously, like I said, market's just moving around a little too crazy. Volatility is too high. And I'm going to sit out on this right now because I don't want to get caught in any of these fake outs. So there's two level entries there that came out. This right here, the candle broke below, retraced up, filled the order, shot right back down. And then another one, obviously, right here. So it looks like the market here is starting to kind of just smoothen out after this big drop right here. Let me pull up CNBC if there was any news. So it said stocks fall as Fed policy meetings kick off. That's another reason why I wasn't too keen to take any entries here. News just got released at 9:34, so you might see a correction right here now as price continues to react to the news event right here. So as you can see, stocks fall Tuesday as the Federal Reserve kicked off a key 2-day policy meeting. So with that said, you might see a little bit of a correction here. All right, so it looks like price here might stabilize a little bit. If it drops below to the next level, I'll look to take that entry. That's going to be at the 600 mark. Price has actually dropped quite a bit since market opened. Over 100 points. A little overextended, but if it does continue to drop, possible opportunity down there. So let's see how far has price dropped. So from right here to here, yeah, price has dropped about 150 points exactly. There was an NPS right here that Daniel just mentioned, bit overextended, but it did hit. So price came down right here, retraced up to this level. The entry would have happened at the 40 mark right here. It would have filled it, came straight down in CP right away. But yeah, like Daniel said, a little overextended. So I'm just being a little more conservative today, guys, because of this big drop here on open. Obviously, you don't want to hop into something that's too risky. Now, if price continues to drop lower, then I'll be more inclined to take something down here. So I'll keep following it. If price drops down to the 60 level or the 600 level, I will look for opportunity here. Price break below, close, come back down further. That is something that I will be looking at. All right. So there's no PRB entries, no BB3 entries. Again, I'm just looking for another possible opportunity down here. The volatility dies down and we get a sideways movement, I'm not going to take anything here. In order for us to take these levels entries, there has to be volatility. It's the same with the MPS, right? You're looking for price to be moving. Price just stays flat, obviously not going to take any entries there. But again, looking at the 600 level right here, there's no other entries available here at the moment. There was no momentum divergence because it already played through right here. Pre-market. There's no breakout V3s. There's just nothing else here. The only thing to really look for would be the levels entry. Liquidity down below got hit again down here, if anybody caught that. So pretty much all the liquidity from today got hit. Liquidity from up here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 levels that got hit today. Again, I'm looking for price to break below the 600 here. It's not looking like it's going to happen. We're getting some consolidation here. Here's a clean chart. You can see prices faking out below the 1 hour support. So price broke below the 1 hour support, faked out, now it's swinging right back up. All right. So just gotta sit tight. Gotta wait for the opportunity here to present itself. It's not looking like we're gonna get to 600 here, not yet. If anything, price may correct back down further after a while. Once it does, we'll be looking for some opportunities down there. Looking over here at the levels chart. So this is one thing to look for too. If you guys see price come back down below this 650 mark, so currently there's divergence retracement to the upside. So price came down to divergence in the opposite direction for retracement. If it decides to come back down right here and a divergence for a sell comes up, it's probably going to push down to the 600 mark. So that is something to look out for if you guys are looking for that bigger levels move. This is the original level strategy that I introduced to you guys. Basically, price comes down, retracement, correction to the downside, and then it pushes to the next level. It goes hand in hand with the levels entry that we're actually doing, but that was just like more of a confluence that I used to see if price would come back down from where it's currently at. I can't reuse these levels here for a sell because they've already been used. So this one's been used. This one's been used, so I'm not going to be able to use these for any levels entries. I can only catch it if it comes further down to this next level down here. So for me personally, the way that I use this, I don't double use a level once it's already been used. I can use this level for a buy, but I can't use it for a sell because it's already been used for a sell. So for example, if price comes super far down, like down here, and then it climbs back up and we get this right here, then I could take it there for a buy, of course, but I wouldn't take it for a sell. Sell's already been used. All right, there's a V1 variation, right, or a V1 pattern, not a variation because there's no pending sell signal. V1 pattern right here, like Nick just mentioned, it's a reversal pattern. We'll see if this comes back down. Looks like it is. So this right here is a good confluence for reversal back to the downside. Again, I'll be looking for price to come down, break below, retrace, come back down for entry. So that's what I'll be looking for right there. Looks like Sadie over here caught the V1 pattern. This is actually a CV entry right here too. Yeah. So Sadie over here is actually looking for a CV. I couldn't really tell by this candle because of how it closed. It was just a little too close, but this was a CV entry right here, if you guys are familiar with that. A lot of entries are coming up today. It's just you got to be paying attention to what you're looking for. So Sadie over here is looking for that CV, if you guys are familiar with it. Actually, this wasn't a CV now that I'm looking back at it, because this candle spiked up a little higher. The high was supposed to be a green candle, and the pattern is fine. It's just this was supposed to be the high. I didn't realize that this one pushed up a little too high from where it currently was. So again, I'm looking right here, guys, for price to break below the 600 level. This is where the levels entry is going to set up. So again, I got to wait for it to actually close below there. So we got 20 seconds left, still quite a bit of time. So I'll be looking to put my pending limit order right here for a sell. Got 10 seconds left.
Order.
All right, so I got my pending order sitting right there.
Order submitted.
Watching it. Hasn't filled yet. So just keep that in mind, guys. Just a pending order waiting to be filled off that 600 mark right there. I almost put in the wrong order. I have my clicker waiting on the buy. We'll see. So we're looking for it to come back up. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for price to retrace up, hit it, come back down, of course. If it drops to the next level, I will cancel this. I'll look for the next opportunity. Let's see. Not filled yet. So it's getting close to filling.
Order submitted.
All right, so I'm in the position. I'm getting a bunch of errors on my, I'm getting a bunch of errors on my Apex accounts. I'm gonna have to watch it to flatten everything. So I got a bunch of errors on my I don't understand. Yeah, I think Apex is having issues, guys, because I got like a bunch of the same errors from yesterday. So I'll be watching it right here just in case I get stuck. So I'm still watching it right here. I gotta fucking flatten this shit. I'm out. Okay, fuck. I got there's an issue with Apex, guys. I don't know if I'm gonna trade on today because I just got that same error and I had to flatten everything out. I don't know what's going on with Apex, guys. It kind of scared me for a second because it I got a whole bunch of errors, like literally on every account. Yeah, exactly. Tom said I got an error on every account, worked fine, but it scared me. Yeah, same here, guys. I don't know if I want to risk it. I'm gonna price it out for today because I mean I made profit on that and hit my full TP, but again, I don't know if we're gonna get caught in, man, there's a lot of good entries too. This is like the worst time for Apex to have issues. Like we had like how many entries here hit already so far? We had 1, 2, 3, 4. So we had 4 regular scalps. That's a lot of entries, guys. For like market, it's only 646. And we've already had so many entries. And then for the liquidity over here, we've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 entries. Another level of liquidity down below again right here, full TP. Yeah, so if you guys want to keep trading, feel free. I'm just gonna give you guys a heads up. I'm gonna stop trading because I don't want to lose my accounts, or I'm pretty good in profit right now for the week. And yeah, when I entered it, so you guys will see my profits over here. A bunch of my accounts got affected. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You can see, I mean, you'll see from my profits which ones got affected and which ones didn't. But yeah, I had to flatten those out just to be safe. Luckily, the flatten button did work for me. It wasn't working for certain people the other day. Um, yeah, great work, guys. So solid profits right there. Go ahead and put this right here. And we're good. All right, so let me just take a screenshot of my profits real quick. Price is still dumping. There's opportunities right here for another level entry if anybody is looking for it. Looks like market is back into full swing, guys. I'm finally glad that market is actually moving like it's supposed to. Because man, the last couple months were rough. Okay, so let me just show you guys my profits real quick. So here are my accounts. You guys can see right here. These are the ones that weren't affected. I made 1,500 per account. That's what I was supposed to do. You can see these over here. I had flattened them out manually. There was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts where I locked in 1,300. They all should have been at 1,500, but because these over here were trapped, I had to manually close them out. You can see the profit here is perfect on my personal account as well. I locked in 750, and that's again because it closed out where it was supposed to. So those are my profits for the day. Pretty good for the day and for the week so far. We're doing pretty great. No opportunities have come up here yet. So the levels over here is now invalidated. You can't use this one anymore, guys. Well, you could use it later, but you can't use it right now because price is already at the next level. So if this here closes below the 500 mark, there can be opportunity down here. Or price swings back up, this one's actually still probably valid until the next level is what the focus is on. Let's see. So William said I had to close them out manually. Same problem with Apex. Same problem, but Apex needs to fix this. Yeah, I agree. So William over here, let's see, I'll put it over here real quick. I'll just put it in the Discord. So here are the team profits for the day so far. So looking over here at William, he locked in about 40 per account. He has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. He has about 15 accounts here. So we're going to say, we'll say 500. So 500 for William over here, 500 profit for the day. Nice work, William. We have Jonathan over here. He said, didn't realize my first account was still running. Had to close it manually on its own after the other two hit TP on his copier. So Jonathan over here, he actually made a crazy amount of profit. His first account locked in 3,240 because he got trapped in that position. Yeah, it didn't close out automatically. And then his other accounts over here locked in 900 each. So great work right here, Jonathan. I'm glad that the error worked in your favor. But you guys can see huge difference right here because Jonathan, again, forgot to take a look at his account and close it out. I should have just did that with mine too, but it's all good. I'd rather be safe than sorry, of course. So nice work right there, Jonathan, with your profits. And then we have Natasha here with a total profit of 750 for the day. Nice work, Natasha. This is pretty good profit for you so far. You're like 16 minutes into the market and you pretty much killed it. So solid work right there, Natasha. Yeah, today's been pretty smooth, as you guys can see from the entry. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 levels entries that came, or there's 3 levels entries, one CV pattern, V1 pattern. And then for the liquidity, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entries. So 6 plus 4 entries here, about 10 entries have come up today so far, which I think is pretty incredible. I haven't seen 10 entries like this come up within the first 20 minutes of market in a long time. This is how the market used to move in the past. This is what we're used to, but it hasn't been like this for like the past, maybe since like last spring, because last fall was kind of slow. Winter is always slow. And this spring that just passed was also super slow for some reason. But all right, guys. So see if there's anything else here. Yeah, price is super overextended, Sadie. I would definitely sit out for right now. Yeah, so this is the error message that we're getting. Thanks, William, for taking a screenshot of that. So I got this on about 8 of my accounts. As soon as I entered my trade, I got a bunch of these that came up, and I was like, oh crap, it's happening again. And this is why I'm worried, because if you get stuck in a position like that, you don't have a way to close them out, you can really lose all of your accounts or whichever ones got affected. So the levels entry right here came up, guys. If anybody was looking to take it, I'm just going to mark it up for you guys here. Looks like it's going to hit TP again. It's a little tricky because of the low volatility, but this again right here is another levels entry. Price broke below right here. It didn't actually break below this next level, came back up for the retest, and looking for it to come back down from here. So, I mean, depending on how you guys want to apply the strategy, I showed you guys another way to do it yesterday. There's actually another way to do it where you can do a 25-50, where you do a 2-to-1 actually, where you're doing a positive risk reward. You're not going to have like the best luck always, but for the most part, if the market's volatile, it'll probably play through for the most part. So you can see this over here. If this was to be taken with a 25-50 instead of a 50-25 instead of a 15-15, this here would have played out for, a 2-to-1. Same with this one over here. So this one over here, same thing. This one would have broke below. If you did this for a 50-25 instead of a 15-15, this would have been another 2-to-1 or a 1-to-2. So there's a lot of different ways to play with the risk reward on this specific strategy. Those are the two main ones that I've seen. Looks like this one over here didn't play through, so maybe it was a good thing that Apex is kind of messed up right now. One thing that I've been looking at is if price pushes too far and hits the next level, then in that case, I would just not take the trade. So that's one thing I've been looking at. You typically want to take it when it hits right away. So if it doesn't hit right away where price breaks below and doesn't fill it, then at that point, you definitely don't want to take the trade, because at this point, price is overextended. I mean, you can see here, it's pretty obvious that price is overextended. You can measure from this high point right here down to here, price is down 300 points. So it might have been something to look out for. But again, we didn't take that trade. That was just one that I marked up for you guys. Moving forward, we might put this into the criteria. So if price comes to the next level, probably skip it because it's overextended at that point. It's going to have to retrace, maybe reverse. And it just saves you from getting caught in a bad entry. Yeah, Oscar said done for the day. Thanks, bro. Rashida said that was a great entry. Definitely. Nathan said, can we use this 50 mark? Yeah, I think it was too risky. There was a lot of reasons why this one was here is a little risky, because I did see the momentum pop up on a couple of these these candles right here. And then again, like I was saying, at this point, if price is overextended like this, for one, it's overextended as a whole, and then for two, it's overextended within the levels. So I probably would have skipped that one. Well, now we know for sure that's probably one that we should skip in the future. So we want to make sure that it hits like right away for these levels. Again, guys, this level strategy is still something new to us. It's basically a variation to the MPS, but we're just going to call it level, so it's different. Yeah, we're still working out the kinks. So I mean, the strategy is good. It's just there's little things that we have to look out for to make sure we don't get caught in any traps here. I think one of the main things too is looking for the market to get stale. Like for example, over here, the market started to consolidate here and start to get stale a little bit. When I start to see candles like this, it's probably not a good time to take entries. Even if the ATR is high, I still don't think this is a good time to take entries because of the sideways movement. So looking at current price right here, so the next thing that could come up would be let's see. Yeah, the next thing to appear would probably be a breakout V3 continuation. That's the only thing I can think of. Let me see if the PRV played through today. So market opened, rejection. So this was the PRV right here, guys. The PRV actually came up at 642. So we had the first rejection right here. We had all the space consolidation candles. The second rejection happened right here on this candle. And the entry would have happened right there for a 25. So pretty much every entry is hit today, except for this one level that would have been probably skipped. Yeah, PRV came up. There's no breakout V3 continuation here or breakout V3 yet. Looking at this here, where price is currently at. Yeah, so Daniel said breakout V3 with convergence if it closes red. So if this candle here closes red, guys, this could be a breakout V3 continuation in conjunction with the convergence or divergence. The only problem here that you want to be careful for is going to be the movement, because the movement's kind of slow. You can see how these candles here are kind of just going back and forth. It's probably not going to close red at this point. Yeah, so no red candle there, no breakout V3 continuation. So this is what you want to be careful for. There is volatility, but you guys can see how these candles are getting smaller and smaller. You don't want to get caught in these fake outs because it looks like price is getting ready to consolidate right here for a bit. So no entry there. Yeah, exactly. Nick said sketchy. Nick also mentioned didn't get a level entry off this level yet. Can take it in theory, but already did push through to the next level. Oh yeah, for this one up here. Well, no, so these over here, they've already been used, Nick. So this one over here was used up top. That was one that we took. And then this one over here was already used as well, which lost. So now that these have technically been used, I wouldn't be using any of these here. The next one that could be used would be the lower one down here for a sell. If the trend shifts up, so for example, see how the trend's coming lower and lower? If the trend shifts up and we get something like this right here, then even though this has been used for a sell, you can technically use it for a buy. And they're just little things. I'm taking notes of these things, like mental notes, so that we know what to look for. So this could actually be the case right here. The reversal might happen right here. And if the reversal does happen, you can actually start looking for some possible buys if it starts to shift back to the upside. All right. We got some more profits over here from David. Nice work, David. Total profit of 45 for the day. Solid work. All right, cool. Yeah, if you guys have more profits posted up, feel free to send them in. Yeah, David said the same here. Not able to see his distance to drawdown. Also, his trading view data looks so delayed. Yeah, just be careful with your guys' entries at this point. So Nick said 38,650 is a level I'd be down for on the way back to open if that's the case. Yeah, definitely. So you guys have to use the thing with the level strategy here, guys, is that you have to use your discretion to kind of identify which direction price is going. So for example, here, the trend is still bearish, but this doesn't necessarily mean price is going to keep dropping, right? This could easily say that, okay, price moves above the pivots, it can easily shift up, then climb up right here back to open. So you turn on the levels from there and you're like, oh, okay, if that was the case, like for example, I didn't know the level was right there, but I drew this pattern, right? So I turn on the levels and I'm like, oh, that would have been a levels entry that Nick was just talking about, right? He said he'd be down for an entry at 650. So it just makes sense. The levels just gives you guys price points to look at, but I didn't even draw this here with the levels on there. I just had it off and I drew it and it kind of lined up with the level. So it just shows you that you have to be fully involved with the analysis of the market, because if you're not fully involved, you're not going to be able to identify, okay, where these reversals are happening. We also have a V1 pattern right here, I think, right? Yeah, there's a V1 pattern there. So there's a reversal pattern for you. There's a confluence to identify possible reversal to the upside. A lot of things here that you can use, a lot of different confluences to identify, which direction price is going. And then obviously the levels are going to be good to identify entry. I mean, liquidity is pretty much done. There's liquidity up here. So if price does get back to the opening price, it will probably push up to this upper level of liquidity right here. That's kind of what I'm seeing. Go over here real quick. We have that lower low, higher high. So we have new structure right here on the 1 minute. Looks like price might just consolidate and range between this lower level right here. So it looks like this is the area of range between this resistance and the support down here. Yeah, there's not much going on, as you guys can see. I'll take off the levels for now. It's really just consolidating sideways. Guys, I'm gonna step away for about a minute. I'm gonna grab some water. So I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Looks like nothing's happened. It's still within the range right there that we just marked up. So didn't miss out on much. So looking at this here, let's go back to our main chart. Yeah, there's like literally nothing that's going on right here. Price is just going sideways. I mean, it's more obvious here on the clean chart. As you guys can see, price is just ranging between this resistance right here and the support. I mean, realistically, it's now consolidating within the range, so it's even worse because it's not even pushing from range to range. It's kind of just sitting there. All right, so we're getting a climb right here. We'll see if price actually pushes up further, breaks past this resistance. And yeah, so the range is getting tighter. It's starting to squeeze. Initially, this was the range here. Price pretty much faked out below. And then this is the actual consolidation zone right here. I'm glad our entries came up earlier. Looks like this might be the case for the rest of the session until there's some movement. There's no news today, so we're not really having much of a catalyst to push price around. There's news at 8:30, but it's low impact. It's just the 52-week bill auction and 42-day bill auction, which is not really relevant. I mean, it's relevant, but not enough to push price, and it is after the session too. Looking over here at CNBC, yeah, there isn't really much here. Let's take a look at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's pretty much flat. So looking at the overall picture here, retail sentiment's pretty much neutral. It's like 50-50 right now. Looking over here at the fundamentals, the Dow's currently down 300 points. So obviously it's bearish. You can tell by just looking at the chart and looking at this number here. And then from current price, it's just going sideways. Looking over here at all the time frames. So let me turn all this stuff off. I don't even know why this is on. Oh, because I was trading on my phone. Turn this off too. And I hate when I open trading view on my phone, everything here pops up. So it messes up the big chart here. Clean this up a little bit. Let's go back to the chart real quick. Yeah, so this right here could be a BB3 continuation pattern. It's not one I would take because it's asking the direction of the trend. But yeah, pattern nonetheless. Looks like it's pushing up from there. So again, that's another confluence. Like, so the strategies that I show you guys, you don't have to follow them. Yeah, exactly. It's the original BB3 without the confluences. But these entry points that you guys are looking for, or that you want to be looking for, you can use them as a confluence. So for example, here, like Daniel mentioned, this is a breakout B3 continuation or BB3 just in general, a pattern. We call that a pattern, not an entry. So with the BB3 pattern right there, that's going to identify a pattern of continuation. So you can use multiple confluences, like you can use the V1 variation pattern right here of a double body as a reversal pattern, and then you can use this as a continuation pattern. And then if you have a level up here, like it could even be this level here, the 600 or the 650, you can use that as the actual entry point, right? Like it's touching right there. So you can use these patterns as confluences. So V1 pattern over here as a reversal pattern, BV3 over here as a continuation pattern. And then obviously your entry could be at the levels here. Or if you're not ready to take this levels here, I wouldn't take this one. It's not crossed over yet. It's still a little too close. The actual entry would happen up here at the 650. This is where it'd be a better entry because the trend here hasn't shifted yet. It's trying to shift. It's trying really hard to shift, but you know, it can easily just come up to the level 4 over here, bounce off it, come right back down. You guys have seen that before when the pivots come up. You'd want price actually breaking close past these here because you don't really want to trade against the trend. You want to trade the reversal and the transition, but you don't really want to go against the trend when the trend's still pretty strong. Like the bearish trend right here is still pretty strong. You look over here on all the other time frames, it's super strong over here if you look at it. This is the wrong chart, that's why. I gotta remember to not open my. This is why it looks weird. I don't even remember what the chart was called. Okay, here we go. That's why it looked weird because that wasn't the right chart. Okay, so here's the 6 charts that we typically look at when we are looking at the overall picture. As you can see across the board here, it's pretty much bearish. So this is why I'm saying it's still very strong for a bearish trend. The 4 hours bearish, 1 hour is bearish, 30 minutes bearish, 10 minutes bearish, and 5 minutes bearish here as well. The 1 minute over here is shifting up. So this can be the shift to the upside, but everything else is still pretty bearish overall. So let's go back to our clean chart. Price is breaking past the structure here. So as it breaks past the structure, it's coming to retest the 1 hour support, which is now the 1 hour resistance. It's coming back from here. We'll see if it bounces off here or if it continues to climb. So one of 2 things will happen here. Price will either bounce off this, come back down, or it's going to break above it, retest, and climb up higher, right? This pattern here aligns with what Nick's looking for. He's looking for the transition. So price is pushing up here. He's looking for this transition up, retrace, continue up higher off the levels. Nick's asking, no, I'm not gonna take any trades because Apex is like messed up right now. I'm done for the day. I mean, I would like to, but I'm not gonna risk it because of the errors. So like yesterday, we had the error when you took that first trade and it was okay, right? But then when people took trades after that error, that's when people were like super trapped. Like they were completely trapped in the position, they couldn't get out. So I'm not gonna make the mistake of getting in on the later one. I mean, you can get into it, Nick, if you want to, but I'm gonna hold off on it. I don't really need to, I don't have the need to hop into anything right now. Yeah, Nick said he's done too. One thing to look out for right here, guys, is the consolidation. So see how price was climbing up over here pretty nice. Like this over here is a good area to take entry. But if price starts to consolidate like this and slow down, I would probably avoid the levels entry because you're not going to have the volatility for it to push up, hit, and go straight to TP. Like what's probably going to happen here is it'll probably fill, it'll go up, and then it'll probably just consolidate here for a little bit, come down, and then maybe spike up. The consolidation is a big thing to look out for, guys. So this again comes with the discretion that I was just referring to earlier, because you can't just look at the ATR. You can't just say, oh, the ATR is 24. Okay, great, I'll take the entry. Just because the ATR is 24 doesn't mean that the current candles are moving consistently. Like the candles as a whole are moving consistently, but not the specific candles where your entry might end up. Yeah, Kip said I made my lunch money, probably done unless it rejects off all this upper structure. Yeah. Currently at the 1 hour's resistance right now. So this could bounce off or it can continue climbing. So like one or the other right there. Key price point over here that Nick was looking for is the 50 mark, 650 right here. Which I mean looks good for the most part. Doesn't look bad. If only Apex wasn't like blowing up right now. So we got some profits over here from Vimal. Vimal locked in a total profit. Let's see, locked in 450 on his first account, 180. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So well over 1,000 over here for Vimal across all of his accounts. Nice work, Vimal. Looks like he didn't get trapped in the position today, thankfully. Kip over here locked in about 1,000 per account. Kip has about 20 accounts here, so well over 20,000 for the day. Nice work, Kip. Nice work indeed. Yeah, good to see some of you guys here, Kip. C6 not here. He's probably sleeping, per usual. I haven't seen a lot of the older guys here in a while. Kip's on here pretty often, though. You just don't see him, but he is on here. Haven't seen CT in a while. CT here. Yes, CT's taking it. Well, I don't know if he's taking a break or he's on vacation. The guy's always on vacation. So CT is usually traveling. C6 usually sleeping. And Maddie's taking a break right now. So a lot of the people who are usually on here are not on here right now. But it's all good. Yeah, Kip said been tough with the market being real funky, but a little more directional this week. Yeah, definitely, Kip. This whole month has been pretty solid so far. Last week was good too for NFP, a lot more direction. But yeah, for the past three months, it's been really wonky with the market kind of going sideways. So I'm glad that we're bouncing back from that now. So again, we're just waiting here, guys, I mean, there's no direction, as you guys can see. So this is another reason that I was mentioning earlier, you know, how price is consolidating right here. This is not the type of market that you want to trade in. This is what we were experiencing last month and for the past 3 months. You can see over here, it's a little more clear on the cleaner chart. There's nothing going on here. Price pretty much just going back and forth. Let's see. So William actually took an entry here, or he put a pending order. So William said it's not setting a TP stop loss. Just think you need to wait. You need to wait for this to get fixed. Yeah, no, and that's what I'm doing to William. That's why I'm not taking any entries. So William over here took an entry earlier, but he didn't get his TP stop loss set. Thankfully, price did push up and it pushed in the direction that he needed to. But for the most part, you know, this is what we would consider risky because of the errors that are happening right now with Apex. I mean, I'm on NinjaTrader and I'm still having issues, so I don't think it's just a rhythmic issue. Let's go to the Discord. They're probably going crazy right now. They probably let's see the main chat. Yep, they've closed the chat because people are going crazy right now. Is it frozen? Well, this guy said it was frozen at 6 o'clock, so this was even pre-market. Yeah, the Discord is pretty hectic right now. Looks like it's been frozen since earlier this morning. Since 5 o'clock. Yeah, Mamal said they should provide compensation. I know they should, right? Hit them up, Mamal, asking for a couple more accounts. Pretty sure they'll let that one slide. But yeah, this whole week's been kind of weird with Rhythmic and with Ninja. Just in general, just the execution platform's just kind of been all over the place. I don't have issues with my personal account, so it's not a NinjaTrader. It's not a NinjaTrader problem. It's an Apex problem. Yeah, so Rashida said they did yesterday. They reset everyone's account who was red or they blew it. So yeah, if you guys had a red account yesterday, you could have messaged Apex and they would have reset your account. So I mean that's cool enough, I guess. I got another sweater from Apex. I said I was gonna get a sweater again, but I wanted to get the mug, but the mug's kind of small. So I didn't think the mug was really useful. I don't really drink hot coffee, so the mug wasn't useful for me. So I got another Apex sweater, but I got an XL, so it actually fits this time. So if you guys do get a gift from Apex, make sure to size up maybe one size or two sizes. Kip said he got a fleece that he thought was a blanket. Yeah, I mean it's super cheap material, but it is what it is. Yeah, exactly. So Kip basically got a fleece, but it looked more like a blanket. Daniel said you normally wear XL. No, I wear a medium. I wear a medium, so I got an XL for my Apex sweater. So I got two Apex sweaters now. They gave me a gift like almost every couple months, I guess. Damn, Danielson needs a 3XL or 2XL. Yeah, if you're normally an XL, I would get a 2XL or even a 3XL because it's just cheap quality. It's obviously like drop shipped. Kip said medium. You are small to look big since you don't even lift. I know I don't lift at all. I got to. Gotta get on Kenny's level over here. Kenny's asking, are you having issues with your Apex accounts? I'm not. Everything has been working fine for me. Yeah. So earlier we took a trade this morning, Kenny. I had an issue with about 8 of my Apex accounts. So here are my profits from that trade this morning. So these are fine. These got 1,500. They closed it out where they were supposed to. These over here, they got 1,300 are the ones that got affected. So I got that error message again on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accounts down here. It was that error about like the contract sizing or whatever. And I mean, same thing that happened yesterday. All right, guys, 7:30 or 7:23 right now. It's getting close to 7:30. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. As you guys can see where price is currently going, there's nothing happening right here. Price is literally consolidating sideways. On top of that, Apex is having issues. So they'll probably open up the chat again, like maybe by tomorrow. I was curious to see how everyone else did today this morning. I mean, people are still locking in profits. It's not like people aren't profiting. So as we wait here for the markets to do something, I'm just gonna add up my profits so far because there's nothing going on here. Here's our main chart. You can see price is kind of just consolidating between like the levels right here. So between the 650 and the 600. It's kind of where price is going back and forth. So your entry could still be available, Nick. I mean, it's still not there, but I mean, you would have been waiting for quite a bit because you were looking for it right here at 7:14. It's been 10 minutes since then. Here are the levels. All right, so let me just add my stuff up since we're not really doing much here. So 1,500 times 12, that's 18,000 plus 1,300 plus 1,300 plus 1,300 plus 1,300, 1,300, 1,300, 1,300, 1,300. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plus 750. Okay, so here are my profits for the day so far. I'm at 29,150 across all of my accounts. That's currently where I'm at for the day. There's still nothing happening here. Your entry right there is still setting up, Nick. Might happen right here. I wouldn't take it. So like I said earlier, guys, if the market's consolidating like this, I for sure would not take any trades here. Yeah, it's a gamble for sure because price is just going sideways. Let's see. Vimal said it works fine on a few accounts. Took a test trade and TP stop loss appeared. Yeah, not all of the accounts are affected. That's why I was saying like 12 of my accounts are fine. It's just 8 of them that are affected right now for some reason. They haven't even given my PA on the other one yet either. Apex is kind of lagging right now. I need to message them about that. So I'm going to message their customer support. for that PA count that I passed on Friday. It's about like 3 days now. Usually it happens like right away, but yeah, Vimal. Nick is asking if you took the trade on a sim account because the sim accounts are different. Oh gosh, he took it on his live account. Daring move there, Vimal. Taking it on his live account. All right, so there's a level right here, guys. If you guys are looking for that level entry, that I'm just gonna mark it up so you guys can follow it. This is kind of what Nick was looking for earlier. Let's save this. Say 15, 15. So, I mean, we'll see if it comes back down and fills. There's not really too much going on here. There's starting to be a little bit of a climb. Price is currently within the 1 hour resistance level. So this might be the climb to the upside, or this might just be a fake out and pull back below. But there's not really too much here. So this hasn't filled yet, but if it does fill, this is technically the levels entry that Nick was looking for. Again, I think the main reason for me not to take this trade is because of the consolidation here. Not to say that this is not going to hit, but the problem with this here is that price might just consolidate here sideways. Eventually, it might just spike up and hit. But for the most part, it's just moving too slow, like way too slow. So we'll follow it and we'll see what happens here. But obviously not in this position. So it's now filled. I'm just really curious to see it play through. And it looks like it's going to right here. But it is moving very slow again. See, like for these scalp entries, you want them to hit right away. You want it to like fill and then spike to your TP. Ideally, that's how a scalp move is supposed to move. But if it goes sideways like this, this is what kind of trips people out because it'll just consolidate here back and forth, and then you start to second guess your entry, and then you exit early, and then the next second later it spikes up to your TP. And I'm sure a lot of you guys know how that feels. It's happened to, I'm pretty sure, everybody. Yeah, Rashida said she thinks it will, but who knows? I know, same here. I think it will too, but who knows? This is the problem with the low volatility is that you really don't know. I mean, we can just get a random green candle, just spike up real quick and shoot straight to TP. Who knows? So it's still running right here. Looks like it's climbing back up. See, like this is the type of position that would stress me out because it keeps going back and forth. For me personally, I like to know right away. And you can see right here, it didn't work out. So this here didn't play through. Thankfully, nobody took the entry. This will probably just keep going sideways. So even though it didn't work out initially, I think this will probably go sideways for a bit for like maybe the next 5-10 minutes. And then eventually it'll probably spike right back up. But because of the consolidation and slow movement here from this whole area, that's kind of what it's doing. It's just going back and forth. So in a situation like this, you probably would have wanted to take the bigger move that I was mentioning earlier, right? The 50-25. Because you'd have a bigger stop loss, but you have a bigger TP as well. So you can kind of withstand, the back and forth movement. Or if you were to take this for a 10-25 or 10-200 or whatever, 10-20, again, it would be better. This is why we have a wider TP stop loss when we're trading our regular scalps. As you can see that this will help you withstand, the BS retracement that happens before it ends up spiking up. So a lot of different logic behind, why you would use a bigger stop loss, bigger TP, different risk to reward. It's just right now is not a good time because price is obviously going back and forth. Let's see, Nixon also have a divergence cross there. So it wants a red momentum, which is making it go back and forth. Yeah, I agree. This actually lines up with your other strategy, the strategy that you were playing, Nick. Divergence happened right here. And if you would have taken that there for a sell, that would have dropped, 10, 20 points. All right, so price is faking out from the 1 hour resistance right here, coming back down into the range. But nonetheless, there's nothing going on here, as you guys can see. Sideways movement. I'm not expecting much to happen here. So I'm going to add up the rest of my profits for the week. So for the week so far, I'm currently up, let's see, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry. And my profits for the week are all screwed up. I'm gonna add up these first and then I'll add the other ones individually. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so 2, 8, 7, 6 times 10. It's 3076. It's 3076. It's 3076. It's 3076. 2676. 2676. All right. I think this is right. Just count 1, 2, 3, 6. Whatever. I'm just gonna put this like this. It's way too much work for me to recount it. If anything, I'll just recalculate it tomorrow. But for the day so far, currently up 29, 150. And then for the week so far, currently up 61. I mean, it's not a big deal. I don't really care about the numbers. This is just to show you guys the consistency for the week so far. Okay, so for the day so far, up 29,150. For the week so far, 61,210. So pretty solid. Otherwise, not much else going on here right now. Price is still ranging and consolidating within this middle area. Yeah, there's just not really too much going on here right now. So yeah, a lot of you guys here are mentioning a possible triple confluence. I see that happening right here as well. I mean, I'm not going to take it, but follow it through. So there goes a triple confluence right there, guys. Looks like it probably already hit TP. Yeah, it like immediately went straight to TP right there. I don't know if anybody caught it, but that was a triple confluence right here. This entry doesn't come up very often. Maybe comes up like maybe once or twice a week. Usually hits almost always. Yeah, Rashida said she tried, but she was too slow. This is the hard part about entering these trades when they're by market. That's why I like using the limit orders, because you don't have to worry about too much about the filling. But yeah, this right here, you can see there's the reason why this is a triple confluence for the new traders here is that this broken close passes higher high. And then on top of that, it was a buy signal above the pivots, which was a pivot scalp. And then on top of that, it was also an intraday scalp. I mean, there's like the triple confluence is basically just 3 strategies in one. So it was a high-low scalp, pivot scalp, intraday scalp, whatever you want to call it. There's just a bunch of entries that set up right there. The only thing here is that the trend wasn't completely confirmed yet. I mean, you could basically assume that it was confirmed because the trend meter was already green. You guys can see the shift over here from red to blue to green. The thing that you want to be careful for is when it just changes right away. So for example, this right here, I probably would not look at this as a trend shift, right? It have to go like pretty smooth, like green, blue, red. This is fine. Red, blue, red, that's fine. red, blue, green. I'd probably skip that. This over here is pretty much a smooth little crossover right here from red to neutral to bullish to consolidation back to bullish right here. But yeah, if you guys took it, great work. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. I didn't take it myself, so it's all good. There's a lot of good entries that came up today though, guys. So if you look over here from our scalps, let's see, there was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 entries here, just one loss here, or 2 losses actually. 2 losses that would have been avoided. Like this would have been avoided because of the consolidation and the overextension. This would have been avoided because of the consolidation. So basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 good entries, 2 entries that lost, which could have been easily avoided. The PRV over here also hit full TP. The liquidity over here hit about 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 entries here as well. So altogether, there was over 10 entries that came up during the live session, even before the market started to consolidate here. So overall, I mean, the market's been pretty solid today, even though we had these issues with Apex. I mean, for the most part, the market's been pretty smooth. So yeah, Rashida said she loved the triple confluence. It always hits. Yeah, it's a go-to. I mean, if you ever see it, it happens very quickly and you have to be paying attention to it. But when you do see it, it usually does work pretty well because there's so many confluences on that entry, right? A high-low scalp is a break in structure. You have the bullish momentum, which is going to identify continuation. And then you also have the trend as well, which will identify, a backup for price to continue climbing up, even though there is retracement there. Yeah, Nick said there was also divergence cross on that triple confluence. Yeah. So the cross actually happened right there too on that same green candle. So it was like a quad confluence, which made it even better. I would have been cool to take it if like Apex wasn't lagging on me or freezing on me, but it's all good. It's all good. All right, guys, it's 7:40 right now. We're getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. Unfortunately, there's just not much going on right here. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, we'll keep looking for any opportunities here that may come up. But again, like I don't know if there's going to be too much happening here. There may be another levels opportunity that may come up here. The trend is not confirmed. So with that said, this levels here might be a better opportunity for an entry. The only problem is that it's going to be cutting into the sessions right here. So we have the New York low right here and the London low. They're both lined up at that same area. So what I'll do here is I'll mark it up if it comes up. I'll just leave it at that. Price may come up, retrace, push back to open price up there. Yeah, next to that, he might have taken. Possibly. I think the problem with this here is that it's just a little too slow, right? If we had higher volatility, then I would have been more inclined to take it. But because you can see here the volatility, it'll push up for a little bit. You'll get like maybe 2 or 3 candles that actually push, and then it goes sideways, which you definitely don't want. iPad is asking any way to put the levels on if you don't have the indicators yet. I mean, the only other way to do it would be to just mark it up yourself. iPad, that's what we used to do before. That's why I created the indicator. But you just draw your line. So you get your horizontal line, you go to every whole number. We used to do this before. It was just a lot of work. And then sometimes you'd mess it up. Like it would mess up if you were like you just go to the numbers there and you just draw your own lines. Like that's how you would draw the levels yourself. But then sometimes you might just accidentally click it, drag it, mess up the levels. Sometimes it just gets in the way. So it's just cool to have the indicator there because you can just turn it on and then you have the levels on your chart. But you can always do it by hand. You just mark it up at the levels that you want it set at. All right, so here goes the levels that could be setting up shortly. MPS got hit over here from Daniel. So Daniel said this, there was a buy signal here that came up. Price pushed up right here, retraced at this point. Entry would have happened at the 90 mark right there. And it would have shot straight up to full TP. So here goes the levels opportunity that might be coming up. Candle's going to close in about 10 seconds. This is one that I would take this one. But again, because of the issues with Apex, I'm not going to take it. So I'm just curious to see where it falls. So it hasn't filled yet. Again, I'm not in this position, guys. I'm just watching it. This is one that I would personally take if Apex was working fine. It's got some space there. Because the reason why I would be okay with taking this is because I think price will probably push up to opening price. I think opening price would be the target price point for it to continue climbing. We also have liquidity sitting up there as well. So if it does continue to climb up higher, it'll probably push it to that next level of liquidity there. So still hasn't filled. What might happen here is price might bounce off the sessions. It might come down and then bounce right back up. Or it just might not come down and fill at all, which could also be the case. If price pushes too high up, then obviously this levels here is no longer validated. And then probably push up to the next level up there. So this thing never got filled. And that's what I like about the pending orders too. Like having a pending limit order there, if it hasn't filled, you just cancel it. No FOMO there, kind of just wait for it and then look for the next opportunity. Let's see, Nick said if he was in this one, he'd cancel it over. He canceled the order once it touched the sessions. Yeah, I would probably do the same thing because you don't want to get caught in that manipulation, of course. Price is probably going to get manipulated right here off the sessions. You can see it's currently at the sessions and it's having trouble getting past it. So we are getting a decent climb right here. Got some more team profits here. Nice work, Jacob. So Jacob locked in his trade over here, total profit of 1,000. He has 10 accounts there, so well over 10,000 for the day. Nice work, Jacob. Great profits right there. We got Tom here as well. So Tom locked in 630 on his first account, 390 on his second account, 380 on his fourth, 350 on his fifth, 350 on his sixth, 210 on his other account. So in total here, so say 1,000. So Nick locked in about, we'll say about 3,000 for the day. Nice work, Tom. So great work right there, Tom, getting your profits there so far. Yeah, one of his accounts is out of sync. This one down here, we're locked in 35 or 1950. Yeah. It might be your account, your contract size, if your contract size is different. See, we got some more profits over here from Johnny. So Johnny locked in 408 on his first account, 433 on his second, and 408 on his third account. So total profit of well over 1,200 for the day. Nice work, Johnny. All wins there. Let's see. Kenny said, I usually cancel any MPS order that hits TP before it fills the order. Yeah, and I do the same thing too, Kenny. If it's too late and it's already hit TP, it's usually like a time to pull out of it. See, Williams is asking, how are all you trading on Apex like this? I have so many good trades I could be in. Yeah. I mean, technically, I could turn off the 8 affected accounts on my copier, but it's just a lot of work for me to do that. So I'm just not going to. Let me see my accounts here. Yeah, I mean, technically I could just turn off the affected accounts and just continue trading on the others, but I mean, personally, I wouldn't really want to risk it. And then as soon as I turn those off, the other ones are the ones that have issues, right? I can see that happening. All right, so you guys can see over here that price faked out at the sessions right here. So price faked out the sessions, didn't have luck getting past it. As you can see over here, the entry technically would have been filled now at this point. Not sure if it would have hit TP already or not, but the entry would have filled here for the levels. Looks like it's probably going to push up and hit TP there now. Full TP right there. So as you can see over here, price pushed up, filled the levels as it came back down, bounced off, went straight to its TP right there. So this would have been an entry that I would have taken. The only problem here is the issues with Apex. So unfortunately, I wasn't able to get in that, but this is the entry that would have been okay to take and would have hit TP right there on that candle. So it filled on this candle right here, pushed right back up, and it spiked up right there for its TP. ATR is starting to die down, as you guys can see down below. It's currently at 17. It was at like 25 earlier, and now it is at 17. So let's see, Tom said I had an error on that account on Replicano. I had to close it manually on this one. The bubble was yellow. Yeah, that's how I had to do with my other accounts too, Tom. So basically on my other 8 accounts over here where I had partial profit, I had to close these out manually because they all had a yellow bubble, unfortunately. All right, guys, it's getting closer to 8 o'clock. Market's kind of flat. This is the thing that I wanted to see anyways. I wanted to see if my trade here would have played through, and it did. So it's just a good feeling to see that your strategies are still playing through, even though you don't have the opportunity to take them because of the market conditions or because Apex is having issues. So I think this is going to be it for the day, guys. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, we'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow for the next live session. Hopefully by tomorrow, Apex will fix all of their issues. Can't say for sure if that'll be the case, but ideally, I'll hope that it does work tomorrow so that we can take more entries. Because today was a great day. There was over like 15 entries that came up today. Majority of them hit. They were all pretty smooth. And yeah, I hope this continues for the rest of the week. So, all right, guys, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I will see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live session.